Hi everyone, this is Pawan and today we are going to build this. Welcome back to my channel Dynamic. This is the second video of the CNC series and in this video we are going to build the Y-axis gantry setup for the CNC machine that we are building. Before we start, I want to talk about how we are going to achieve the linear motion that is required. As you can see, we will be using ball bearings for this. A pair of bearings separated by a nut on a bolt and 4 such pairs will make this possible. We will use a bolt, a washer, gantry plate, 2 or 3 nuts as needed, 2 bearings separated by a nut and a final nut again. I will explain this better when I'm actually building this. In order to achieve this, the dimensions of the angle holder and the hole separation in the vertical direction on the gantry plate are very critical. As you can see, the angle holder is made from 53 mm square and cut on all sides, and the dimensions of the gantry plate are showed here. If you use this setup with 5 mm thick angles, then everything will fit perfectly. I made this x-axis rail the same way I did the other two, but this one uses gantry plates instead of side plates. So the next step is to mount the bearings onto the gantry plate. At this point I noticed that the nuts I'm using are not all of same thickness. Some of them are 6.6, 6.7 and the other are 7.4, 7.5. So I separated all the nuts of same size and used them. This is important in order to avoid any misalignments. So I gathered everything that is needed to assemble the bearings. We need 4 bolts, M8 bolts, 2 of them are 3 inch and 2 of them are 4 inch. We need same thickness nuts, M8 nuts, about 20. We need 8 bearings and required washers. The assembly is reasonably straightforward. As I mentioned, we will use a bolt, washer, gantry plate, another washer, 3 nuts. These 3 nuts are required to clear the angle, meaning the space between the gantry plate and the angle is covered with these 3 nuts. As you can see, the bearings will be outwards to the rail, and they will rest on the Y-axis rails. So this is a fairly straightforward process. You have to make sure that you are not actually tightening it. These things we have to tighten them after we have mounted them on the axis rails. Otherwise, they will not be. Otherwise, it won't be easy to mount them. So top 2 bolts should be of 3 inches and the bottom ones should be of 4, because we will mount the stepper motors on the same bottom 2 bolts. That is the reason that their length is more. You can see I've made some mistakes. Instead of 3 bolts I've moved 2. I've put 2, so I removed it and put it back together. So this is a reasonably straightforward process. Okay, now that we are done, we make sure that all the bolts are loose, none of them are tight. And the next step is to mount this onto the Y-axis rails, and this is a 2% job, so I requested a friend of mine. The next step is to simply tighten all the bolts. This is very easy. I did it off the cameras, and once you have tightened, you can see that there is no play in the gantries. But at this point of time, if you try to slide it in the Y direction, you will not be able to slide it properly. There will be resistance, because since the Y-axis rails are not grounded, you will notice that they are not parallel to each other. So in order to get them parallel, we have to first space them apart on both sides with exact distance. In order to do that, I used a 50 mm plywood piece, and we are going to attach this to the side plate so that the distance on both sides is same. So we start by drilling holes on both sides. As you can see, this is not my first attempt. So I had assembled it first, but I removed it since I forgot to turn on the camera. So in order to attach it, first you need to move the gantry to one side and attach the plywood piece to the side plates on the same side. That way we know that it is exactly spaced. I am using 2-inch 4mm bolts, nut bolts, not screws. Screws might not work. Use whatever you want to use, but make sure that they are very tight and snug. Use washers as needed. And on the other side, I did the same for all 4 sides. Like I mentioned, you need to move to the gantry to one side and then fasten these. It is a good idea to intermediately check the angle, that it is perpendicular. Sometimes if there is any misalignments, you can very quickly fix it with a few smacks with a hammer. Now you can see that the gantry will move smoothly without any resistance. There is practically no resistance and there is no play. There is some resistance, but that is because of the weight of the angles, not because there is actually any resistance for the bearings. So the stepper motors will be able to move these very easily. The next step is to build the base on which the wasteboard will sit. I am using a plywood, one side laminated and the other side I painted it black. What we are going to do is we are going to place the black side up and rest it on the plywood pieces that we have used. This is because we are going to fasten the angles on top of this and then we are going to reverse it. Eventually the white side will come on top and the angles will be on the downside. That is the idea. These angles are same as the angles we have used for XY and XY axis. The only difference is they are 3 feet and you need to pre-drill the holes for these to accommodate the screws. If you drill them after mounting on this, you will screw up the alignment. So I have pre-drilled the holes and I am going to fasten these to the plywood now. It is done. You can see the screws. Now the next step is to remove this and put it back white side up. That way it is the angles will be on the bottom side and the white side will be on the top side. This is done mainly to provide the mechanical support for the wasteboard. Wasteboard is going to be made of MDF, so it won't be this strong. The wasteboard I am using is 12mm MDF. And that will be on top of this. So you need to cut these plywood and the MDF to size. I took help from a friend who has all the machines. I didn't do it myself, but there you go. That's it. The next step to fasten the MDF on top of the plywood. I'm using 1-inch screws. To do that, I pre-drill the holes so that this is smoother. Now it is beginning to look like the CNC machine. As you can see, it is very smooth. There is no play or resistance in that. The next step is to fasten the angles to the side plates. Now we have not done that, so it is still loose. We are going to do that next. Again, here also the holes are pre-drilled in the angle, and using that as a template, we are going to drill holes to the side plates. I'm using 4mm bolts, 2-inch bolts. Actually, at this point of time, I ran out of 2-inch bolts, so I used 3-inch only because I didn't have any more 2 inches. Now, I have used a flat head bolts here, which was a bad idea because it was hard to fasten them. So if you are doing it, use a hex top or head bolts, whatever they are called. So this took some time, again demonstrating my lack of experience. So, but yeah, I've tightened it. I took my time and tightened it, and now it is really starting to look like a CNC machine. As you can see, there is practically no play and no resistance. It is really smooth. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. So this is all for this video. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to click on the like icon
and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for your support.